Mason Mount is a special player. At 23, he's already won a Champions League and a Chelsea Player of the Year award. He's also been directly involved in a goal every 2.5 Premier League matches he's played.
But how did he get here, and how has his rise influenced Chelsea's future on the pitch and off it?
Mason Mount grew up in Portsmouth with a ball at his feet. Born in Portsmouth, he was a Pompey fan at birth, and he'd even see his team achieve glory at Wembley in the 2008 FA Cup.
Never have the Pompey chimes been heard louder in recent years.
In 2006, when he was just 5, Mason would switch his Portsmouth blue for Chelsea.
Training was 3 times a week with matches on Sunday.
Hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner, top bins.
This would be his life for the next few years. Mason and his father Tony would commute an hour into London, have training, then drive back another hour home. This was their routine 4 days of every week.
I was always so focused. I wanted to get home, have a good night's sleep, ready for the next day, and go to school and ready for training after.
At age 15, Mason left his Portsmouth home. He'd move in with a London host family in order to stay closer to Chelsea's training grounds. Here, he began life as a full-time player.
That's what I love, playing football, so doing it every day is a dream come true.
It's safe to say that what came next was no less than domination.
Nice turn by Mount, and the shot's a good one too! What a goal!
So, lovely shimmy from Mason Mount, and still going. And it's in! Chelsea everywhere though, that's Mount, brilliant hit!
It is a goal to remember from Mason Mount and Chelsea.
In 2017, Mason Mount finally got his move.
Yeah, coming from Chelsea Football Club, 18 years old. One player of the academy last season.
Like many Chelsea Academy products, he was loaned out to affiliate Vitesse Arnhem in the Eredivisie.
This was Mason's opportunity to shine on a professional level. Would he take it, or would he fade away?
For the first time in his life, Mason was living in another country alone. Cooking for himself, driving to practice, it was all him.
I still don't do my own washing because I don't know how. I leave that to my mum.
As for the football, things initially didn't go as planned. Expecting to feature, he spent 5 of Vitesse's 6 first matches on the bench.
The coach just didn't trust the 18-year-old in his first professional spell.
Yet as Mason Mount pushed on in training and proved his worth, he was given a chance. On just his second appearance in the Eredivisie, a 16-minute cameo would see Mount score his first ever Vitesse goal.
30 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and yet his production continued.
It didn't come easy, but Mason's role in the squad was secured by December. 4 months of convincing his coach later.
When asked about his first half year at Vitesse, Mason stated this.
I want to start every game, and that's my goal. You've always got to keep working hard.
A young Mason Mount clearly had the hunger to keep pushing.
No, it's me.
Yet, his passion wouldn't be shown on camera. On the pitch, however,
Hier nog. In Zwolle. Mount probeert het ineens en die bal zit erin.
by the time his loan spell was over, Mount had 14 goals and 12 assists across 32 league appearances, as well as having appeared in all 6 of Vitesse's Europa League matches.
Clearly, there was a player there. Now, it was time for a new challenge.
But yeah, this guy is special.
Thank
See
you.
him in a couple years in a big club.
Yeah, hopefully.
We promise you.
Despite interest from clubs in Germany and Holland, as well as apparent interest from then-manager Sadi, the race for Mason Mount's signature could only be won by one man.
I know Mason firsthand from Chelsea and followed him there and then onwards to Vitesse last year in Holland, where he had a fantastic season.
Once again, Mount's form for his new club started with a bang.
And now the shot comes in, it's a good shot and a goal!
With a goal on his debut, Derby fired up the table.
At only 19 years old, Mason Mount had quickly become an integral part of Frank Lampard's side.
By Christmas, Derby was 5th. Mount was starting every match under Lampard and had already scored 3 times and assisted once.
Derby, Mason Mount! 1-0 rounds!
It was going all so well.
Effective.
And then,
A hamstring injury sidelined Mount for almost 2 months, and Derby's form fell faster than Designer's career.
the 9 weeks that he was out of the team, Derby ranked 16th in the form table. Finally, on March 30th, 2019, Mount returned from injury. It had been 70 days since he last kicked a ball in the championship. And what happened?
Wilson taking his time to pick out the pass. There's the ball. Mason Mount on his return.
Mount was back. Derby was back. In the final 9 matches of the season, Derby took 18 out of a possible 27 points and ranked 3rd in the form table. A hat trick against Bolton rounded out a stellar 8-goal, 5-assist debut season in England's 2nd division. Derby would ride their form into the championship final, though ultimately fall short to Jack Grealish's Villa.
That was the goal at the beginning of the season, to try and play as much as I can, and to end it on this is obviously, it's bittersweet, but it's been a brilliant season.
It's now the summer of 2019, and Frank Lampard has been appointed manager of Chelsea. Mount's relationship with Frank continues, the now 20-year-old impressing in preseason. Mason Mount made his Chelsea debut on August 11, 2020 in a loss to Manchester United. Mason would bag his first Chelsea goal just a week later at home to Leicester.
I was actually at that match, and when Mason Mount scored, the crowd went electric.
Looking back at Mount's first interviews from the Chelsea Academy,
Been at the academy since I was 6, just signed my pro contract, big achievement for me and my family.
and then at Vitesse, it's been incredible to see such a growth in confidence. Here's a clip from 2017.
They have nothing but good thoughts and good praises about the club, so I wanted to come here. It's obviously an opportunity and a challenge for me.
And then from late 2021.
Something that my dad always used to tell me, train like it's your last day, train like you're going to get released the next day, when I was in the academy.
Since 2019, the rest has been kind of history. From the goals he's scored to the cups he's won and lost, Mason Mount is Chelsea. But what has Mount meant for his team off the pitch? How has he influenced Chelsea FC's business model?
Let's rewind back to the beginning of the 1920 season. Frank Lampard has no choice but to play the kids. Academy graduates Mason Mount, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, and Fikayo Tomori have just returned from loan and are straight into the starting lineup. Let's use these 4 players as case studies for Chelsea's business model. Since 2019, Mason Mount and Reece James have become crucial parts of the Chelsea first team, appearing a combined 241 times as of January 2022. These 2 represent successful academy to loan to first team integrations. Path A. Tammy Abraham and Fikayo Tomori played important squad roles over 2 seasons, though one in Tomori's case, but were ultimately sold. Competition in the squad from new signings Kai Havertz and Thiago Silva met the end of their Chelsea careers. These 2 represent academy players sold on. Path B.
Though Project Tammy and Feek didn't quite work out as well as Reece and Mason, let's just say that they may be bought back in a couple of years for a large amount of money.
And yet, behind all the first team integrations in 1920, another popular path emerged. The loans sold on. Ola Aina, Thomas Callas, and Casey Palmer finally got permanent moves after life on the road. This is Path C. To really understand the significance of the 1920 season, we must look back at Chelsea's recent loan data. Since 2017, Chelsea's first and under-23 loans have been steadily decreasing. That's no coincidence, as a 2020 FIFA ruling states that starting in 22-23, international loans of players 22 and over will be limited to 6.
An 8 international loan limit has already been put into place since the 2021 season.
Now let's add in paths A, B, and C into our data. Though forced, 1920 represented a cycle reset for the loan system. A relative all-time high 4 academy players were integrated into the first team, while a staggering 8 loans were sold on. Since total loans have shrunk, and yet Path A has maintained steam. Trevor Chalobah has emerged while Path B has grown, with the likes of Mark Ahi and Tino Livramento sold on for a profit. Now let's compare the 1920 season to today, the 21-22 season. It's clear loans and loans sold on have decreased proportionally, and yet academy players sold on has increased, and academy players integrated has maintained strength.
Progress is being made surrounding Chelsea's efficiency in player sales and integrations.
What this 2-year cycle has shown us is a movement towards decreasing and selling off fringe loans, selling on academy players with no place in the squad, and opening up slots for academy players loaned on and ready for the first team.
There's just one more thing. What does a cycle mean for results? Well, let's take us back to the season after 1920, which was our first initial cycle. May 2021. Ring any bells, Chelsea fans?
Young Guns of 2021 are the kings of the continent. The cup belongs to Chelsea again.
22-23 may not be that different to 2021. Billy Gilmore, Armando Broja, and Conor Gallagher will all return from loan, as well as Angerin, Palwell, and Ampadu.
And what happens when an exciting crop of youngsters mixes with world-class veterans and academy graduates? Well, 2021 may give us some clues.
Who would have thought that a young kid from Portsmouth would have defined a new era at Chelsea Football Club? Chelsea's future business model lies as follows. 1. Continue to develop promising young talent. 2. Loan out talent at age 18 to 20. 3. Make a decision at age 20 or 21 to A. Integrate or B. Sell on for profit. 4. Keep few 22 plus players out on loan. And who knows, another Mason Mount may not be as far off as it seems.